Okay, so um, I think it's really important that we all recognize that we all have the same 24 hours a day. Um, we've all heard the saying lately, and like her or not, Beyonce, you have as many hours in a day as Beyonce. Beyonce freaking kicks butt and does a bajillion things a day. We've heard it from Oprah. Any woman that does, a lot of things, you hear their name thrown out that way. And it's true. Like, she's a mom. She's, a pop star that just freaking rocks it. And she just knows how to time manage. And so that's where I'm talking to you guys today, because this actually isn't even my strength. So that is why I really wanted to talk to you guys about it, because it's something that I am choosing to work on. And I believe in putting my money where my mouth is, or whatever the saying is, because I really suck at sayings, as everybody knows. But basically, I'm starting to just decide to, start doing the work instead of saying, okay, well, I'm going to read about this and yeah, someday I'll apply it. No, it's time to start just doing these things and quit making excuses. So if you guys haven't seen this book, it's Eat That Frog. It's amazing. It's by Brian Tracy. I highly recommend it. I'm going to read a couple quotes from it tonight. But I wanted to point out to you guys that like I said, we all have the same 24 hours. Some people work and have families. Some people are single. Everybody's lifestyles are different. It's just all in how we manage our time in our lives. Me as a mom, I'm pregnant. I'm 26 weeks pregnant, depending on if you mark my due date on Saturday, or if you mark it according to the ultrasound, it's Saturday. If you mark it according to the due date that they won't move, it's Tuesday. So I'm not quite sure when it is. But regardless, I'm very big, I'm very miserable, and I get my crap done running up and down the stairs to get the cord just so that the phone or that the computer didn't die in the middle of this call wore me out. But I still get my stuff done, guys. I have a 3-year-old. I have a 7-month-old puppy, and then I'm married to a cop. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with cop life, but if you're married to a cop, God bless you. But more or less, you end up being a single parent a lot. And especially because we are in the situation that we're in with having a baby on the way. We bought a house. We're not planning on getting pregnant right away. And then even though we were trying before, we actually stopped. And then all of a sudden, bam, we're pregnant. Now we are in the dilemma of we have to finish off our basement so that we have a guest room for my in-laws and my parents to come stay with us. So my husband has been working overtime like crazy, and I literally have become a single parent. So I understand when people say, I don't have time, but you do, because I'm still getting my stuff done for weeks. My husband hasn't had a day off, and we'll work doubles, and I'm literally working on steam, but you know what? I'm getting stuff done. So my point is, trust me, if I can do it, you can do it too. Let me see here. Let's get to the next slide. Okay, so one of the things that I highly suggest in terms of getting your stuff done is using your car or using your time wisely. When you drive places, do you listen to the radio? Because if you do, then you have time to listen to personal development. If you are driving and you listen to the radio, you have time to make calls to your team. You have time to listen to things that are going to make your mind grow. But obviously you can't message people, but we're in a business that we're supposed to connect with people. So if you know people personally that you want to connect with, wouldn't it make sense to call them on the phone and make that relationship a little bit stronger? So that's one of the things I highly suggest, is using your time wisely. If you're already in the car, use that time. There's plenty of podcasts and plenty of books that you can actually just listen to, whether it's audio or through a podcast. That's one of my big suggestions, is to save time, is to use your car, or hey, who does the dishes, who does laundry, have it playing in the background. My kid has become used to listening to personal development now. He almost thinks this is cool as Mickey. Not really, but we're getting there. So, you know, you guys, my point is that, you know, you can use your time and your family will adapt. It's not like I deprive him from Mickey or anything like that. He gets to watch that stuff, but I choose what's on the radio, and it's actually helpful to him too, because a lot of times it's things that teach him patience too. That's what I tell him. I'm like, mommy gets to listen to this and you have to be patient. So, this is the power hour, and I can share these slides with you guys. This is one way to manage your time, is to do a power hour. Plan out your time wisely. Make yourself something visual so that you can go off of it. Like this power hour, you add, and each one, there's different charts everywhere. So if this isn't one that works for you, Google them. Google is my best friend. It's where I get a lot of my information from, guys. Or YouTube, or check our team page, or check, you know, the Bombshell team page. There's always resources everywhere you look. But add 5 new friends, and you can check them off and write them in as you go. This is a great way to also track if you are a paper and pencil person. These, like, you want to keep track of yesterday's post that got likes. So you don't have to write out the whole post, guys. Just write out keywords. Okay, this is the one that, you know, okay, yesterday I did my clean sweet treats group and I was holding the brownie. Okay, well, that one got a lot of likes. Okay, well, you know, how many likes did it get? And you keep track, so then you know what is engaging people and what is not. So you're not wasting your time on the type of posts that aren't getting people in their attention. So you're tracking what you're doing. Start 5 new conversations. 5 new conversations. So does that mean that you're going to hit people up cold and say, join Beachbody? No, it means, how is your day? Your kids are amazing. Oh my goodness, I just thought that they were born and they're 5. What happened with the time? It's building up those relationships. If it's somebody new, man, you know, I was browsing through Facebook and I noticed you, and this is one actually that I had today. I was in a mommy group for due dates, and I noticed she commented after me, and I tend to click on people if we comment on the same things. I'm like, okay, clearly we're all interested in the same topic. So I clicked on this girl, and this is a worldwide May due date group. And this chick is from Grand Haven, Michigan, which is an hour west of from where, or not even an hour west of from where I'm from. And it's about an hour and a half maybe from where I live right now. So if you guys think about it, the likeliness of finding somebody that close is absolutely ridiculous. So then I'm like, okay, well, she's due in May. This is kind of cool. Click on her page. She's a military lady. Her husband is in the military. And I'm like, well, obviously she would make a good coach, because you want to scan who would be a good coach and who wouldn't. And this all took a matter of 5 minutes at most, by the way. And then I noticed in a picture that her husband was in uniform. And all of a sudden, ding, 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 that was my in, guys. Because I messaged her and I said, you know, thanks for the like. Or thanks for the, you know, friend ad. I wanted to say thank you because I noticed that we both commented on the same thing. I am curious by nature. I clicked on you and I noticed you're from the same area as me, which was kind of was cool to me. But then the fact that your husband is clearly in, you know, law enforcement, and mine is too, and Leo families stick together. It's kind of cool when you have somebody in the area and that we're due at the same time. So we made a connection right there, and we've been already talking back and forth, and it's that simple. That's the start of a new conversation. So then we're going to build on our conversations, and then I'm going to go to number 4, and I'm going to invite new people. So, you know, as I'm conversing back and forth with her, whether or not I'm talking about Beachbody, there's an algorithm to Beachbody or to Facebook. And the way it works is that the more you talk to people on Messenger, the more they see your posts. So me posting about this call, me posting about my workout, she's noticing all this. I'm inviting without inviting to her. But then I'm going to go through eventually and say, you know, after obviously baby's born, because I don't want to push anybody out of their comfort zone when they're due, like me, you know, to push them. But there's other people that I might start the conversation right away and say, hey, you know, I noticed you've been liking a lot of my posts. Are you interested in working out? You know, like what kind of workouts do you like? You don't just shove Beachbody at them. You say you build it slowly. But obviously, you can do all this within an hour, guys. And then your follow-ups. This is what I'm talking about. You just follow up with them all the time. And it takes a matter of, if you set the time frame and you give each one of these categories a few minutes, then you're not taking that much time of your day. And this is all done in an hour. So check in with your challenge group and your team page. I typically do that right when I first wake up. But I also have been using, okay, I'm totally guilty of this, guys. I've been using the My Challenge tracker, and I've been scheduling my posts. So I don't wake up at 5 in the morning when they post. There's my secret, guys. And then all you have to do is go back and see who's commented. And if it's something that's, they're asking a question, I comment back. Or if it's just them posting their shake or a workout, I can just hit like. It doesn't take that long, but it takes enough for them to see that I'm actually making an effort. And it makes a huge difference when they participate, when they see that I'm liking stuff. 7, plan new ideas and hooks. This is back to what I was talking about for multitasking. This is what I do. Many of you have heard me talk about it before, but Google Keep. It's an app that you can use on your phone, your computer, anywhere. It's through Google, just like Google Docs, Google Slides, all of them. Google Keep, it looks like a little light bulb, super easy, super free, and it saves me everything. I can post pictures to it. I can post I can use my voice text so I can talk to it while I'm driving. And this is where I plan my hooks and my ideas. And I do it before I'm going to bed too, so I don't have to take the time to use my fingers and post. But let me see if I can pull it up right fast. Anybody? So you guys can see, I don't know if it's too bright. I have tons of notes, and I can scroll through here, and I have a ton, and I can actually pull it up on my computer too because it's through Google. And I just keep tons of notes that way. So I'll talk into it and say, okay, this is what I want to talk about for this next call. This is what I want to do for, you know, whatever. Like, and I take notes while I'm listening to my audio personal development. I literally stop my personal development, take a quick, you know, voice text message to myself in my Google Keep, and I say, okay, she said this is what you should be doing, blah, 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 and I leave it right there. So it's something for me to come back to. But I honestly think that when you plan hooks and ideas, it has to be off the cuff. You want especially these things that you're talking about to be real and something that is going to approach other people. So a lot of times you don't want it to be overly planned out. You want it to be just something that comes to you. And I'm actually in that Jesse Reagan training right now about branding, and one of the modules talks about that, is talking about, you know, writing like you would talk. So when you do the voice to text, guess what you're doing? You're writing the way you would talk. So it's kind of cool that you can get the way, you know, that other people would connect based on, because most people don't want the grammar police. They don't, I mean, like, obviously go through your post so that it doesn't have like misspelled words, but, you know, like, go through your post and make sure that you're, you know, making it sound like somebody who's a normal person, not a bot. So that saves you time because you're literally doing things as you're multitasking. Obviously, personal development, told you how to do that. Well, workout, you're already doing that, so you might as well take a selfie, and there, bam, that's a post right there, right? Or if you do live video, which is huge, guys, huge. Highly suggest doing live video. It sucks doing live video, but it's huge for your business. Whether it's your workouts, and trust me, I look like an elephant doing mine right now, but you know, if I could go live with my big old belly right now, you guys can go live and inspire somebody, because people want to see. They don't want to just be told. They want to see you doing it, because anybody can say I'm doing a workout, but when they see you doing it, it's totally different. And then drink your Shakeology. Wouldn't it be cool if you actually showed people how to make your shake? Because then people might actually ask more questions. And as you're making it, you could say some facts of why you drink it, instead of saying, I'm drinking Shakeology. You should too. Because who's going to buy that, guys? It's all about using your time wisely. You're making that shake anyways. Do a live video and say, this is giving me my energy for the day. And damn, I need it because last night my toddler was up all night long. Or this prenatal tastes better than yours because yours tastes like fish oil and mine tastes like chocolate cake. Simple little catch things that make people want to come back and try it. And you want to approach to the people that are, to appeal to the people that are like you. So for me, obviously, I'm, pregnant, so I'm trying to appeal to those that are pregnant, so, and post-pregnancy, you still want to take prenatals after that. So, find your niche, find the people that you're talking to and see what maybe like they would want to hear. What would you want to hear when you were first starting out or before you started? That's how you want to approach in these videos. Give people value. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to go fast. Okay. So, in Eat That Frog, it talks about planning. So it says, give yourself a monthly calendar. This is my monthly calendar that I do for the team page, obviously. So anybody can use this, but I definitely follow. It's more for me, but you guys, everybody can benefit from it. So when you look at it, it's giving me all my information that I need for the month, but it's not in depth. It's like literally just giving me the basics. Okay, so I know a challenge group starts on the 6th, or the prep week does. I know the actual challenge group starts on the 13th. I know there's a new coach training that would begin on the 20th. I know I should invite to the opportunity call on, let's see here, 14th, 15th, 16th. So on, the 16th, I should be inviting to my opportunity call so that people know, and you do it more than once, guys. You can't just expect that people are going to know about your opportunity call if you're doing it a half an hour before the opportunity call. Not everybody's on Facebook then, and that's why I said do it, Tuesday, Thursday, and then I say even do it, the day of the opportunity call. I say talk about what coaching has done for you, and then the day after the call, did you miss my opportunity call? Like I hit you up but I do it in a way where you don't think I'm actually talking about it. You know what I mean? So make sure that you're giving people information that makes them wish that they were a part of your team. Use this whole calendar as just like an idea, and I can provide blank ones for anybody who's not on my team if you guys want to create ones for yourselves. Or even if you're on my team and you want to create one just for yourself, as if you don't like, fine, I don't care. Not for everybody, right? So then what you want to do is you want to break it down Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. You want to get a little bit more in depth. So let's say and this isn't just about Beachbody. Like you want to write down your schedule so that you know when you're supposed to, your things that are a priority, because it's all about balancing things. So Tuesdays and Thursdays, obviously my son has preschool. So I know that's non-negotiable. I have to be, I have to drop him off. We leave around 8:45. He has to be there at 9. And then we pick him up and he has to be picked up by 11:30. So I leave about 11:15, even though it takes about 5 minutes. So I know where my time is and I would write those things down. And then I would also, from there, I would make sure that I'm doing my power hour while he's at school. I'm using my time wisely because that's something that I don't want to miss out on time with him. But it's also giving me, time to do, things and actually focus in with people. I save my workouts a lot of times for when he's home, actually, ironically, because so many people think, oh, I can't work out because I have a kid. Nope. My kid, if you ever watch any of my videos, runs circles around me, and he loves to participate in my workouts. The other day, he was kissing all the girls and boys. Today, he kissed Autumn. He's just a hoot. Everybody, he bombs my videos, literally. So, use your kids. If you have a kid, by the way, that is totally marketable. Use your kid. So if they, it gives them an example of what you're doing. Plus, it gives them something productive of what they're, should be doing instead of misbehaving, or, you're doing something with them. But you're also, it's about multitasking once again. So then you're going to come down to your daily stuff, guys. aside from, you know, all of this. You want to make sure you're planning out all of these things in your day, so that you have, you know, a game plan. If you take Saturdays off, obviously write that in there. Or maybe you catch up on your messages every Saturday night. You know, write those in there because you want to make sure that you're doing these certain things. And then have day-to-day things. Like, so you have like your projects, people who you want to contact, you're waiting to hear back from, your life priorities. Break down your full day and do it the night before, because that way, if you miss something from, let's say, Sunday, because today's Sunday, if I miss something, I can add it to Monday if it's something that needs to be done. And have you do that first, because clearly it was something that needs to be done and you just missed it. Because half the time we end up pushing off the things we don't want to do to the end of the day. So that ends up being something that gets missed. So that's something huge. If you're not a paper and pencil person, you can use, I know Allie's really big on the One CRM. I'm starting to get into that. I know, Jen, you do that, don't you? Yeah. And so it's an awesome, you know, way to keep yourself on track. And I highly suggest it because it's something that I'm just starting, but I'm finding that it's saving my brain. And I don't have much left because I'm a mom of a toddler and I'm pregnant. So that means I got mush. So definitely use things like that. So, okay. Let me make sure, and yes, I write notes, guys. Okay, yep. We're down to the quotes. So I talked about this actually on a live video, and it's about time management. So it says, resist the temptation to clear up small things first. So, you know, don't take the time to try to, like, you know, vocalize something that didn't make sense to everybody else. Just keep moving on, because the more you waste your time, the more time is literally wasted. The more you actually start to put things into motion, they become a habit. So when you motivate yourself, just think about starting and finishing an important task that motivates you and helps you to overcome procrastination. The fact is that the amount of time is required to complete an important job is often the same as the time required to do an unimportant job. The difference is that you get a tremendous feeling of pride and satisfaction from the completion of something valuable and significant. I don't know, like messaging people, because we all hate inviting. So there's your frog. However, when you complete a low-value task using the same amount of time and energy, you get no satisfaction at all, because it's something you were going to do anyways. It's something you enjoy and you just got by. It's when you do something you really don't want to do that all of a sudden you're like, holy shit, I just did that. And you want to tell everybody. When I do something I don't want to do, I call my husband at work and I say, babe, guess what I just did? And you know what? It makes me feel better. And you know what? It makes him feel better because he knows I'm being productive. So time management is really life management, personal management. It is really taking control of the sequence of events. Time management is having control over what you do next. And you are always free to choose the task that you will do next. Your ability to choose between the important and the unimportant is the key determinant of your success in life and work. Effective and productive people discipline themselves to start on the most important task that is before them. They force themselves to eat that frog, whatever it is. As a result, they accomplish vastly more than the average person and are much happier as a result. This should be your way of working as well. So if you want to be happy, do the things you don't want to do. There you go. Makes sense, right? So it seems, because when you do things that give you instant gratification, is it necessarily something that gives you long-term satisfaction, and does it make you happy in the long term? Or, you know, are you just doing things to get by because it made me happy for the moment? It's just like a lot of vices. You do something in the moment, like if you're an alcoholic, you drink a drink, right? And it makes you feel so good in that moment. But then think about an hour later, 2 hours later, 5 hours later. Think about the next morning. Your head hurts. It sucks. And your long term is that you aren't happy and you're not enjoying it. So don't do things just because it gives you instant gratification. Do things because you can see the big picture. And then really quick, I wanted to talk about, it talks about this 80-20 rule. I know as coaches, we talk about the 80-20 rule all the effing time, right? So it gives a little bit more background to it. The 80-20 rule is one of the most helpful of all concepts in time and life management. It's also called the Pareto principle, after its founder, the Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, who first wrote about it in 1895. Pareto noticed that people in a society seem to divide naturally into what is called the vital few, the top 20% in terms of money and influence, and the trivial many, the bottom 80%. He later discovered that virtually all economic activity was subject to this principle as well. For example, this principle says that 20% of your activities will account for 80% of your results. So 20% of your customers will account for 80% of your sales. 20% of your products or services will account for 80% of your profits. 20% of your tasks will account for 80% of your value of what you do, and so on. This means that it will have a list of 10 items to do. 2 items of those lists will turn out to be worthwhile in 5 or 10 times or more than the other 8 items put together. So basically what it's saying is that when you eat that frog, that's your 20%. When you make a list of the 10 things you should do for the day that you want to accomplish in your business, and I don't know if I saved it or put it in here. I don't think I did, but I can send you all. Scotty Hobbs has a list of things that he likes to do for the day, and it basically includes like the eat the frog. And it's just that if you do the 20% and you don't even do the rest of your list, that 20% will set you up so that you have 80% of success. And that's what you really want. You don't need anything more because you really want to focus on quality over quantity. So if you guys have any questions, I can give you more on that book. I actually challenged my Team Cup team to all pick it up, even if they read it before, to reread it and read Go for No. So if you aren't reading those books, I think I have it in my team page too, and I can probably share with Allie. There's like a free online version, and so you can definitely, I know it sounds really bad, like I'm totally shystering, but you can use that. And you guys, trust me, I mean, it says right here, like, there are things that we don't want to do, but you just have to do it. And that's where time management comes in, because the longer you procrastinate in getting things done that you should get done, the more your day is just wasted. I could spend the whole day putting off what I should be doing, like my business or laundry, because I really put that off bad too. But you know what I mean? Like, those are the things that I should be focusing on. And I spend the whole day thinking, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. Instead of just, writing down my schedule. And if you say you're going to do something, you won't get it done. You need to have it written down and have it visual so you can cross it off. So I found this meme and then I put my face on it and then I shared it today. So it made me laugh. I don't have time is the grown-up version of the dog that ate my homework. Think about it, guys. When you say I don't have time, it's like saying the dog ate my homework. Did your dog eat your homework? It didn't eat your homework. So I'm going to open up for any questions really fast. I'm going to unmute everybody who's left. Does anybody have any questions?
Not really a question, but I'm reading that book right now. Mm-hmm. And one of the other quotes that I really like from it kind of goes back to all your stuff that you had in there about planning. And it's every minute spent planning saves you as many as 10 minutes in execution. And I put that to the test tonight in my meal planning when I was doing meal prep. And I sat down and I really specifically planned out what exactly I needed to prep, how much I needed of each thing. And I flew through it. It wasn't chaotic at all. Cleanup was easier. Everything was easier. And chances are I didn't miss anything. So even though I had to take the time in the beginning to sit down and write all that down, the meal prep was super fast. And like I said, chances are I didn't miss anything. Whereas some weeks I'm like, oh, I didn't make any of this or I didn't make any of that. So.
And it saves you money. I mean, how many times do you go to the grocery store? You make yourself a list to go to the grocery store, but do you make a list of what you're going to eat? And then it goes bad in your fridge because you forgot you had it?
Right.
You know, I mean, especially if you have somebody else that you're living with, whether it's a spouse or roommate, stuff gets shoved to the back. And then you find it like a month later and you're like, what the hell was that stink? Oh, so I agree. I think that this book is life-changing. Like I was thinking that, you are a badass is life-changing. Well, that changes my mindset, but this just changes my world because I am sitting here like, oh my God, these are all the things that most people put off. Most people do not like to manage their time. Most people do not like to plan because it takes extra time. But when you think about it, like you said, it saves you more time. Just like meal planning, it saves you time.
Yeah.
So, Leisha, do you have any questions? Have you read this book yet, Leash? I don't know if she looks frozen. There you are. Just message me and then we'll go from there because clearly it's not working in for our favor. Bridget, do you have any? Because you're on my Team Cup. Are you reading this book right now? You're talking, but nobody can hear you. Looks like it's just two of us that can talk right now. I planned that entirely, guys. But like I said, if you have any questions, seriously, don't hesitate to ask, guys, because, obviously the best way to grow is to ask questions. Ask in a team, ask each other, message each other, because if we don't ask questions, we don't get answers. And then we sit around wasting time trying to figure it out on our own. And half the time you could just ask somebody and they can send you a link, or you could just put in Google, because that's my best friend, like I said, and I literally put in like 2 words and like all this stuff comes up. It's crazy. Or YouTube. I just put in 2 words. That's what I did for helping somebody on a certain topic. I just type it in and I'm like, okay, these are the videos you want to watch. So, and half of them I've already watched. I wouldn't just send out, obviously, but, but yeah, I have, no doubt that you guys are all going to rock this, time management thing. It's just about seriously taking the time to plan it. And, personal development takes 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day. I try to read a chapter a day, and that's less than 10 minutes a day. So if I can do it, like I said, anybody can do it. And I hate reading too. I'm a teacher that hates reading. But it's because you had to do so much reading while you went into teaching. So, and there's other teachers on this call, and they can verify it's not exactly, it's not exactly the liked thing for teachers. You read because you have to. So, and that's why this book is actually just engaging me, and I'm just reading it really slow because I'm getting so much out of it. So, but I don't want to take up any more of your time. I said it was going to be short and sweet, and somehow it really wasn't. So sometimes when you have good information, hopefully you all got something out of it. But when you have a topic that is important and everybody says, I don't have time, but you do. It's all in how you structure your day. It's about taking a look at the day and seeing what you can do to move things around. I still watch TV, guys. I'm not a homebody. I'm not Bonnie Engel. I watch TV and I get things done too. Maybe not the laundry. I wash it. That's all that matters, right? It could be wrinkled and that it's still okay. So you get my point. Like, we can all do things. It's just whether or not you want to eat that frog. So, but okay, I'll let you guys all go. And Jen, I'll send on the recording to you just in case you wanted to rewatch it, or,
Definitely.
A lot of listening to Kristen.
Sorry, it was a great call.
Thanks. So I will talk to you guys all later, and have a wonderful Sunday night. Oh, and happy Valentine's Day.